Were you guys actually answering the question, or did you?
Yeah, no, I answered it. Yeah.
Did you guys answer?
No.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the question at this point.
Well, it affects dating because that's what people see on television, and that's how they see real life like that.
Hold on.
Definitely
guys,
are going on.
I need you guys to be paying attention.
I mean, you left.
I literally asked the question right before I left, and it came in multiple times. Okay.
Yeah, but it was a very, very big question.
We were having a good conversation over here. I'll tell you that.
Okay, so.
I have a big piece.
After your opinion, wait, okay. Can you explain what the fabric of American culture? Killer of cereal. I fucking love you. I'm already tilted. I'm already tilted today. This is a dog shit question, but I'll ask it. Okay. Explain what the fabric of American culture is in modern society and relate it to modern dating.
I want to say, I guess the fabric.
You gotta please kindly speak into the microphone.
I'm sorry.
She was thinking.
Lo siento.
No, if she speaks, she needs to be in the fucking microphone. You don't need to challenge me every time I'm trying to get the show on the fucking rails. Do you understand?
But it's just kind of fun.
Yeah, how about you don't do it and just fucking drop the fucking attitude. Go ahead.
I just don't want to.
It's about to get heated.
I was going to say oops, sorry. Bro, I got the claws. Anyway, I was going to say that I think honestly, I think the biggest issue right now is arguably social media, especially the way it portrays young minds and dating, like pornography and stuff like that, and that's so common. Like Twitter just legalized porn, and there's nothing wrong with it, but if it gets found at a young age, like per se, like I first found it by accident when I was like 12, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, so literally, I think that honestly, like, I don't want to say it like poisons your brain, but it kind of does if you're unaware of the repercussions of that. Especially if it's found at a young age. So I guess the internet, pornography, and the way that kind of portrays that affects modern dating.
Completely agree. Yeah, what she said.
I agree the same. I think that casual sex and just being so casual situationships, I think it just allows people to be unhappy and be used. And people, in my opinion, will pretend to be like a certain type of girl to keep a guy sometimes because they think that's what he will like, and they don't want to lose him, and they think maybe eventually he will like them, and social media is pretty much all fake. So I think people, just too casual about sex and love, and I think it's kind of ruined our generation.
It is very true.
Definitely.
I think social media is definitely ruining it. I feel like it's dividing men and women a lot. I mean, women are being told that they don't need a man. They're being told to go get the bag, to be independent women. That divides them. Men are, I've seen a video, and the comment section was...
Dude, holy shit, calm that down, Brian. Take some deep breaths. You're more agitated than usual today, and it's annoying. They aren't being that dumb. Really, bro?
We're not, thank you.
He needs a Xanax.
Bro, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, this is one of the most fucking feral days we've had, dude.
What is like, what do you even mean by feral?
Like, you're kind of feral.
How am I feral?
These girls are fucking nearly 2 hours. These two girls are 2 hours late.
My friend died. Yeah, if you could just like have any type of sympathy, that would be amazing. But what do you mean by feral?
Why don't you just Google what feral means?
No, but I'd like you to elaborate it in this context.
I think if you just Google it.
No, I think in this context, it's important for you to elaborate on feral.
We had 2 no-shows. We had 2 flakes.
And that makes me feral?
Late, but we here.
Yeah, you've been feral. You have an attitude.
So feral means attitude? I don't know. Like, I feel like if you look that up, that's not what it's going to say.
Why don't you Google it?
Why don't you Google it?
Sassy.
It's a sassy man apocalypse, right?
That's what I said. That's what I said earlier. 100%.
I know that most of you have moved through your lives in a very sort of pampered way because of the female privilege that you all have, but
sure.
I tend to lean on this. Yo, shut the fuck up. You don't need to be fucking being disrespectful.
I didn't say a single word.
Why don't you repeat the gesture you were just making? Is that not disrespectful?
I just think it's funny.
You think it's funny?
I think you've said a lot of disrespectful things.
Give me an example.
I don't know, just like completely interrogating her friend's death, also just ignoring it at the same time.
Like,
how did I ignore it?
She would speak on it. You'd be like, yeah, whatever, moving on to the next person. But then you'd also be like, how did they
Literally
die?
never said
like,
that.
blah, blah, blah.
By the way, this is a panel show. So yeah, she said her piece. I moved it on. I'm the host of the show. I will move things on whenever I like to.
You do that.
I guess feral,
Holy
in my
fuck,
opinion.
Bro, this chick's
I think
got
that
a
feral
bad fucking
podcast.
attitude.
This is gonna get you
Horrible.
more views though. Like if I'm being completely honest, like not on any disrespectful shit. Like honestly, if you have more beef like that, if you want to get a reaction out of someone, which as a podcast host, that's what you're trying.
Honestly,
to
I'm
do,
helping
obviously.
you. 100%.
Yeah, no, but there's it's cool if you can have an actual. I prefer to actually have back and forth over, actual conversation topics instead of somebody.
You think just asking girls like, oh, what's your situation? What's your relationship? What's your relationship is back and forth? What we were doing was back and forth. You just asking, what's your body count? What's your blah, blah, blah?
How many subscribers does your podcast have?
Girl, I don't have a fucking podcast.
How many?
I don't, do you think numbers matter?
If you're trying to lecture me over how I can make a successful podcast,
I'm just saying you want back and forth. You're not doing back and forth.
Prove that your friend died. If my friend died, I would not be on there. I would be drinking and listening to Creed.
Can I answer that?
Hit them.
She wasn't
Bang
even
the
gonna come,
gavel.
actually. Can I answer that?
I told her to come.
I had a commitment. She told me to come, and I was late, which I DM'd the podcast and asked if I should still come because I knew it was disrespectful to be late. But because I had a commitment,
What time was the funeral?
It was like 10 a.m. And I live 2 hours away from here.
You're in LA, right? Yeah.
I'm like Calabasas.
Hollywood, Calabasas. I just moved back to Hollywood.
So I guess where I'm a little confused, you would have had to leave around 2 p.m. You didn't message our page until 3:18. You wrote apologies. Me and Josie are running very late. I was at my friend's funeral this morning.
Yes, at 10 a.m.
I've been to funerals.
Not the day after, though. Me neither. That's why I didn't know what was going on.
Right.
It was very sudden.
But I understand that you had this last minute thing come up. But, given that you had a predetermined plan to be here, one, you could have given us a bit more notice. You would have known at 2
I didn't
p.m.
have notice that my friend died.
No, but
I
you
didn't
went
have
to the
notice.
funeral.
I went to the funeral to
At
be
10
respectful.
At 10 a.m.
Is there something wrong with that?
Holy fuck, dude, she's a human being.
No, genuinely.
She's a human being.
Okay,
If your friend, hear me out, genuinely, please.
If I had agreed to be somewhere and something came up, I would have just done the courteous thing and let them know, hey, sorry, I'm going to be running late as soon as I found out.
No, yeah, it was a very rough morning. It was a very rough night for me.
Okay.
I'm not, that it was just,
That's
it was
fine.
sudden.
And
So
I
if
have
you,
empathy for that. I'm sorry to hear
No,
about
I
your
appreciate
No,
friend.
you
that.
do not.
I literally just said it. Shut the fuck up. So,
Okay, do not speak to me like that.
you're the one with the fucking attitude.
I'm just saying you don't have fucking empathy.
This is, speaking of empathy, this is that
She has something to say.
may I?
Go ahead.
Thank you. If you had a friend's funeral that happened very suddenly, which I don't,
I would if
would you
I,
show up to the funeral?
He's saying he would have
So,
told. He would have told.
if
told
I had a
him
doctor's
earlier.
appointment, at 5 p.m. and something came up and I had to cancel it, I would have called as soon as possible and just done the courteous
normally
thing. Hold
I
on, done the courteous thing, and just taken 30 seconds. Hey, I'm very sorry, something came up. I'm not going to be able to make it. That's it.
No, yeah, that would have been the courteous thing to do, but
he
So
doesn't
you
understand
admit-
that
you
you were
admit
up all
that
night.
you erred
were
here.
crying all night. You were running around doing stuff, going to the funeral. You weren't even sure if you really wanted to come because of that. You're calling me like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, let's just go if you feel up to it. And she was like, halfway, yeah, I do. Halfway, I don't. And she was kind of like, oh, I kind of don't. And I told her, I was like, well, I already got ready. Like, let's,
Well,
like, if you want to go, let's go. So then we ended up going. We were late. Yeah. But, I mean, this girl was freaking Hurricane Sandy, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, I'm not saying that it was courteous. I definitely could have done more, and I'm a very punctual and on-time person. I'm a student. I work 2 jobs. I have a freaking studio internship. Like, I'm a very punctual person. I have a very busy schedule that I have to manage because I'm very focused on my education and making money. So I do call ahead. When I'm late to work, I call ahead. But today, this specific thing, this was so sudden, this hurt me so bad that this was like the last of my worries. And I know that that's not respectful, that's not courteous, but courtesy wasn't on my mind. And I can admit that's not the right thing necessarily. And I apologize for that. And I'm sorry that we were late.
Girl,
I'm sorry
you
to
did
all
not
of you
need.
that we
I'm
were
sorry.
late.
Your friend passes away yesterday. What's your name again, Brian? Your friend passes away yesterday, Brian. Is the first thing you're gonna do when you find out your friend passes away and be like, oh my God, whatever podcast, I'm so sorry I can't make it in. Like, no,
it's not the first thing I'm going to do. However, I will.
And it wasn't the first thing.
You are a bit older, though.
If you're going to ask me,
stop saying that to me?
You keep interrupting. You've been rude this entire fucking time. I'm matching your energy. If I'm speaking, stop interrupting. You asked me a question. I was responding to your question. Do you understand? So if I'm going to be responding to your question, you need to allow me to respond instead of just fucking bulldozing and refusing to let me fully answer the question. So, yes, if something catastrophic happens.
Oh my God.
Lulu donated $69. Perfect example of females only being able to see when they've been disrespected, but don't take accountability when they disrespect others. Typical pampered, my feelings more important than yours.
I mean,
so hold on, I'll answer her question. So yes, if I became aware of, I suppose, would you consider this a dear friend or just an acquaintance?
He's a dear friend.
Dear friend. Okay, you known him for a year? Okay. So if it was a guy who I knew for a year and he was a dear friend and I found out, I would obviously be upset. I would be distraught and I would prioritize. Okay, can I make it to the funeral? If I had any plans for that day that required me to clear my schedule, I would have done the courteous thing, because two things can coexist at the same time. You can be frantic and moving around when it comes to, okay, funeral plans, and you can also realize, well, I told these people I have a commitment. I don't know if this is just me. I don't know if this is just, I'm crazy for trying to be respectful of other people's time, even if I'm going through some crazy shit. I would just do the courteous thing and just reach out and say, hey, something came up. I'm going to be really late. I'm going to try to give them as much advance notice as possible. Right. That's it. Well, maybe some people don't operate that way. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, she's a little younger than you, and I also feel like, she's 19. I don't know how old you're, like 30.
40 maybe.
But I'm...
God, you're a fucking bitch, you know that? What's your fucking problem?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I just feel like...
I'm going to have to kick her, probably.
Mexicana, esta peras no vale nada.
I can't read that.
Okay. Para la chica mexicana, estas peras no valen nada. Sin embargo, me encantan los tacos. Okay, fuck you. Y las mujeres mexicanas. Casi miente, Brian patea la asada de la susada azul del pana ahora. He was speaking like gibberish, literally. And he's saying, I love tacos and Mexican chicks. Okay.
Me too.
Yeah.
The way you're conducting yourself right now, the way you're conducting yourself with me, have you ever conducted yourself this way with the guy you claim was mentally abusive towards you? Did you ever conduct yourself that way towards him?
We're not going there.
I don't think we're going to go
Because I think it's perhaps you who's the abusive one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really think you know me at all.
Well, it's interesting. You're making quite a lot of judgments and knee-jerk assessments about me.
I'm actually not. I just think you're kind of like a dick.
You've literally done it multiple times.
I haven't made any.
Cool. So okay. Cool.
I've just responded
I'm a dick.
to
You're
you.
a bitch.
I
cool.
just yeah.
Agree?
You've called me a bitch multiple times. Have I given a single fuck? No.
And you've called me an asshole multiple times before.
And you've given many fucks, man. You walked off the fucking stage, so.
I had to fix the camera angles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Holy fuck, bro. Do you have a question? What's your relationship like with your parents?
With my parents? Yeah, I knew that one was coming. It's great. I love both my parents.
They still together?
No.
Okay. What's your relationship like with your father?
I don't feel like I need to tell you any of this.
I'm just curious.
I'm just not going to tell you.
You're just not going to answer the question?
Correct. Plead the fifth. I know, it's troubling.
I'm pretty sure you just came on intentionally just to troll.
I don't know. I was like in the road and you guys just approached me, so I didn't really come on here. You guys kind of asked me to come on, so.
Yeah, that's right. But you've kind of come on with like a very nasty attitude.
Not really. I just think you kind of ask ridiculous questions. You ask like dumb questions. And I know they all agree.
You agree?
No.
You agree?
I think
you agree?
He's been doing this for a long time. He knows how to get views.
Yeah, I think he's smart, and I think he's just kind of picking at certain things.
Exactly.
And
I think
I'm not picking at. I'm literally asking you guys about your dating history. It's a dating show
that you're picking at.
It's the questions I'm asking are totally contextual.
Yeah, we're not saying anything, or I'm not saying anything about that, but I'm more like just picking at the Poking the bear, man.
Well, I mean, it depends. That's
she poking the bear back. It's definitely both ways.
Yeah, you're poking the bear. I'm poking the bear back. Like, what's the problem with that?
I'm not poking the bear. I'm asking legitimate questions.
Yeah.
I think the fact that you're a guest.
But you were
that
asking
was
her like
brought
her
onto the
relationship with her
show.
father and like
You're
all
asking me
that. That kind of could be offensive.
Oh my God.
You're trying to
But
go
then
into
again,
it's not out
my
of the blue.
relationship. You're asking who was the abuser, what kind of abuse, like what kind of fucking human asks somebody that? I wouldn't even ask my like closest friend that.
You're the one who brought up abuse.
You're the one
brought
who
it up.
asked me why
Yeah, it's fair
we
game.
weren't together anymore. I said it was a mentally abusive relationship. You're like, oh, what kind of abuse? Did he hit you? Blah, 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 blah. Like, who the fuck asks that?
That's not how I framed it.
You said, did he hit you?
Yeah,
Same fucking question.
That's literally not what I said. I asked if it was physically abusive.
That's the same thing. Physically abusive, did he hit you? That's the same thing.
No, it's not. The words are literally different.
Oh my God.
You think you don't think it's fair game to ask a question?
I just feel like the questions you ask them for a very specific reason. And I think you're strategic about what you're doing.
Of course.
And I respect it. I know what you're doing. And I think you're doing.
What am I doing?
I think you're good at it.
What am I doing?
You're just trying to get some content. And I respect that. But I'm just not going to give you
literally
that.
asking you guys questions.
Okay. So continue asking your questions.
Well, I mean, the questions technically weren't covered in what we were DM'd with the question rack, so I think that caught some of us off guard. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
What question? I don't even know what you're referencing now.
Like,
I'm just going to move on.
Like, what's the relationship with my father?
What's the deal with my friend's death? It's sus to have a funeral. I know it sounds sus, but that's like
oh, well, your friend passed at 2. You should have been here at 4. Like, that's fucking weird. I know that might not be exactly what it was, but you were questioning why she wasn't here when her friend passed yesterday.
Can I say something?
Like, hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's just say he was your boss and you had to be at work and someone died and you decided to not show up. If you just say last minute, oh, well, sorry, I had a funeral, they would expect you. It's kind of the same thing. It's if you're expected to be somewhere. I mean, if someone died and I had to go to work, the first thing I would do is call out of work because I don't want to lose the respect of my employer, my coworkers. I don't want to leave that shift to fall on someone else. It's just
not
like,
at all. But this is a shift.
But it's not like your mind just goes blank when those things happen. Like
that's exactly what happens when you have diagnosed PTSD.
I mean, I've definitely been in situations where I was super frantic and like things were going crazy.
Like I was like not okay, and I'm okay most of the time.
And what you're saying is valid as well.
Yeah, what you're saying is valid. I mean, it's a commitment to make. Like I am in the wrong. I can admit that.
And her friend did die, and I mean, to like elaborate a little bit on it, I guess, her friend is an artist who gave her a lot of like placements and things like that. So that's why she's really distraught about him passing, because it's not like this person was just, I mean, it was more than really a friend. It was kind of a business relationship you guys had as well, from what I understand at least.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was.
But you're not really speaking.
I mean,
on that,
all we're saying is if he, everyone feels bad, of course, if it did happen.
Yeah.
It's just like he's just saying, hey, it would have felt better if you would have been like, look, I'm really sorry. I should have texted you or said something.
That's what I said.
It was wrong of me.
To him. So, and I'm saying,
And
like,
I
she's
think that's what he was
19.
looking
Like,
for.
I don't know if you can really. Not that she's probably one of the most mature 19-year-olds I know, but
No, I do really.
And
know.
it's interesting,
kind of
like answering for her too.
Yeah, well, because I feel you guys are attacking her. So, and he's and like, I just don't like seeing that, and I don't feel like she knows how to respond to all the questions properly sometimes. And I'm not saying like you're not
No, I don't.
intelligent.
No, I don't.
But I know you haven't
Well,
slept
putting on the
last
spot
night.
is like I didn't.
Yeah,
sleep a
and I
single
also know you
hour.
haven't slept at all. I know what's going on with you, so that's why I feel entitled to speak on it a little bit.
You also have to understand on this topic is that we've probably had on over 1,000 guests. Every single week we do shows Sunday, Tuesday. Mind you, I believe, I don't recall the precise details. We've had you scheduled previously.
And my car blew out. My transmission blew out.
If I recall correctly, you let us know like 2 hours before the show.
Because my car transmission blew out when I was on the road.
But so you understand, and we've had a couple girls here who've been on the show before. They've seen it firsthand. Some people have legitimate excuses. A lot of the girls who come on the show, they lie.
Definitely.
They make up some bullshit. For example, we've had girls who've said, my car, I had a car issue, broke down. And they'll send us a photo even. And it's local here. They'll send us, we had this couple weeks ago. It was in the photo, it was a cloudy day. Now, I live in the same area. It was clear skies and sunny the whole day. Here's my car broken down from today. So people will lie. We've had girls who say, oh, I'm sick. Oh, something happened. I can't make it. And then we look at their Instagram later. They're at the club. They're at the bar. They're on a boat. They're on a yacht. A lot of people lie, okay?
No, they do.
I'm not saying you're lying. I actually believe you.
I don't blame you.
I actually believe you.
Assuming that.
But a lot of people are liars. They'll come up with, oh, my dog ate my homework type shit. So I am skeptical in general when people choose to flake on plans. Now, can be dating related. It can be professionally related. People tend to lie.
Well,
people lie
especially when you're put on the spot
Definitely.
like this, because you're put on the spot. And on the spot right now, I'm driving my dad's Chevy Equinox. I drive a 2016 Chevrolet.
I'm not saying
Yeah,
you're lying.
no, I'm just saying. No, I know you're not
giving
attacking
you
me.
the
I'm just,
reason
like,
for
giving an
why
example.
I'm skeptical when people come up with, oh, here's why I'm late. Here's why I can't make
No,
it.
he's saying people do it all the time.
No,
Like, people
I'd
lie all the
imagine
time,
that.
which
That's
we
why
had
I
two
was
other girls
so.
no show today.
No, I understand. That's why I was so like, I need to get here today because I failed to that commitment last time because some like crazy, like it was like the stupidest shit. Like I started the car and it wouldn't go forward because the transmission blew and it's literally still in the shop. Like it's just like, I don't know. I need to get like a rabbit's foot or something. But like, I don't know.
It's okay. It's all good. We're gonna keep things moving.